Some people make decisions that they think no one will ever find out about. And then, they find out. Today we have 5 stories. A husband who took all the credit for buying a house in front of his wife. A mother who sold her daughter's childhood bedroom furniture to pay for a vacation. A groom who secretly uninvited his bride's entire family from the wedding. A father who spent the college fund on a sports car. And a wife who discovered her husband had a second family in the same city. We're going to read their stories. Then we're going to read what the internet had to say about them. And trust me, the internet did not hold back. If you're new here, welcome. We post real-life drama like this every single week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. It takes 2 seconds, and the stories only get worse from here. All right, let's start. He said it was his house. I'm 31, female. My husband is 34. We bought our first home together 8 months ago. I want to make that very clear. Together. We both saved for 3 years. I contributed $22,000 toward the down payment. He contributed $19,000. Both our names are on the title. Both our names are on the mortgage. Equal partners. Last month, we hosted a housewarming dinner. His parents, his brother, his 2 cousins, and 4 of our mutual friends came over. Everything was going great. Then my husband stood up to give a toast. He started talking about how hard he worked to get this house. He talked about the overtime shifts. He talked about sacrificing vacations. He talked about how proud he was of himself. And every single sentence started with, "My house. When I bought this house, I wanted to give us stability." I sat there for 2 full minutes thinking maybe he'd mention me. He didn't, not once. His mom was tearing up. His dad patted him on the back, and I just sat there, smiling, until I didn't. I stood up. I said, very calmly, "He forgot to mention I put in $22,000, and my name is also on the deed." The room went quiet. My husband looked at me like I had just thrown a glass at his head. His mother blinked. His brother laughed nervously. I sat back down. My husband finished his toast in 2 sentences and immediately went to get more drinks. Later that night, he told me I embarrassed him in front of his family. I said he erased me in front of our friends. He said I made it about money. I said he made it about credit. We haven't spoken properly since. His mom texted me, saying I should have let him have his moment. His moment? It was our moment. Am I the idiot? Absolutely not the idiot. He didn't forget to mention you. He chose not to. There's a difference. You sat there for 2 full minutes waiting to be acknowledged, and when it didn't happen, you corrected the record, politely, factually, without yelling. And he called that embarrassing? No. What's embarrassing is looking your wife in the eye after erasing her contribution in front of everyone you both know. Also, can we talk about the mom? Let him have his moment. What about your moment? You contributed more money than he did. If he can't share credit for a house, what else is he not sharing credit for? Not the idiot, but she needs to have a much longer conversation with this man than just this one. If that already got your heart rate up, good. Because story number 3 is the one people in the comments kept saying they had to pause and walk away from. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll be right back. She sold my bedroom. I'm 24, female. I moved out of my mom's house at 21. When I left, my childhood bedroom stayed the same. My mom said she'd keep it for when I visited. I visited a few times a year. It was comforting to sleep in my old room. Last spring I came home from my cousin's wedding and walked into my old bedroom. It was completely empty. The bed I grew up on, gone. My dresser, gone. The bookshelf my dad built for me when I was 9, gone. even the curtains. I stood in the doorway of a completely bare room and called for my mom. She came upstairs and said, very casually, "Oh, I sold everything. Me and your stepdad are going to Mexico next month. We needed a little extra." I started crying. She said I was being dramatic. She said I don't live there anymore, so they're just things. She said the bookshelf was falling apart anyway. My dad made that bookshelf. He passed away 6 years ago. I asked her why she didn't ask me first, why she didn't offer to give me any of it. She said, "I didn't think you'd care this much." She went to Mexico. She posted beach photos on Facebook. I haven't spoken to her since. My stepdad texted me saying I was making my mom feel guilty over old furniture. Am I the idiot? She sold a bookshelf that a dead man made for his daughter, for a vacation, and then posted beach photos. I'll say it plainly. This isn't about furniture. This is about a mother who looked at her daughter's last physical connection to her late father and saw a price tag. And the stepdad texting to call it old furniture? He's protecting someone who doesn't deserve protection right now. You are not the idiot, but your mother owes you more than an apology. She owes you a conversation about what she thought was acceptable, because whatever she thought was acceptable, it was not. Not even close. He uninvited my entire family. I'm 27, female, getting married in 6 weeks. Or I was. 2 days ago, I found out my fiancé quietly uninvited my entire family from our wedding. Not because of drama, not because of anything they did, because, and I quote, "Your family is too loud and I want a calm wedding. My family is large. We're Italian. We're expressive. We laugh loud. We cry loud." He met them 3 years ago and has always seemed fine. Fine enough to propose. Fine enough to plan a wedding. Fine enough to book a venue. Then 2 weeks before save the dates were supposed to go out, he called my mom. He told her the guest list had to be adjusted. He told her my aunts, cousins, and 2 of my siblings couldn't come. My mom thought he was joking. He wasn't. She called me immediately. I confronted him. He said he should have the right to feel comfortable at his own wedding. I said it was our wedding. He said I always prioritize my family over him. I asked him when. He couldn't give me an example. I told him if my family wasn't invited, I wouldn't be walking down the aisle. He told me I was being manipulative. We are currently not speaking, and the wedding is in 6 weeks. Am I the idiot? He secretly called your mother. He didn't come to you first. He went around you to start quietly removing your family from your own wedding, and only came clean when your mom called you. That's not wanting a calm wedding. That's control. And notice how he couldn't give you a single example of you prioritizing your family over him? Because it didn't happen. He just decided unilaterally that your family, people you love, weren't welcome at the most important day of your life, and then called you manipulative for saying no. Read that again. You told him the consequence of his decision. He called that manipulation. That's called DARVO, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. It's a red flag, a big one. Not the idiot, but she might want to have a serious conversation with herself about whether she's marrying the right person. 6 weeks is still enough time to make a different choice. We're halfway through, and it's only getting worse. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, do it now. Story 4 involves a college fund and a sports car. I'll leave it at that. He spent the college fund. I'm 19, female. For as long as I can remember, my parents told me there was a college fund. My grandparents started it when I was born. By the time I graduated high school, it had grown to $47,000. I got into my dream school. first in my family to go to a 4-year university. My parents were proud. My dad cried at my graduation. 3 weeks before my first tuition payment was due, I sat down with my parents to go over the finances. My dad got very quiet. My mom looked at the table. My dad finally said, "The fund isn't what it used to be." I asked what that meant. He said there had been some investments that didn't go well. I asked how much was left. He said, a little under 4,000. From 47,000 to 4,000. I asked him what happened. My mom left the room. He finally told me. 2 years ago, he had used a large portion of the fund to buy a car. Not a regular car, a vintage sports car. It's sitting in our garage. He said it was an investment and he planned to sell it at a profit. He hasn't sold it. He took my college fund, money my grandparents saved for 18 years, and bought himself a car. He said he was sorry. He said he thought the market would be better. He said he always planned to pay it back. I told him I needed to defer my enrollment. He said he'd figure something out. He hasn't figured anything out. It's been 2 months. Am I the idiot for not speaking to him? He didn't make a bad investment. He made a selfish decision and dressed it up as an investment. There's a difference. He chose to buy himself something he wanted, using money that was set aside, specifically for his daughter's future. And then he waited until 3 weeks before tuition was due to tell her. He knew. He knew for 2 years. He watched her graduate. He cried. He let her get excited about college. And he said nothing. Because telling her would have meant accountability. You are not the idiot. But she needs to talk to her grandparents. Because that money was likely given with legal documentation, and she may have more options than she thinks. This is not just an emotional betrayal. It could be a legal one. He had another family. This is the last one, and I need you to read it slowly. I'm 38, female. Married for 11 years, 2 kids, a house, a life I thought I understood. My husband traveled for work, a lot, 2 weeks on, 1 week home. It had been that way for 4 years. I never questioned it. He was in logistics. Travel was the job. 3 months ago, I was going through some documents to prepare our taxes. I needed a form from his laptop. He was out of town. He'd left it logged in. I opened it to find the file, and I saw a browser tab open, a school website, a private elementary school in another city. I thought maybe it was spam or a news story. I clicked it. It was a parent portal, logged in. 2 students listed, his name, and a woman's name I didn't recognize. I sat in our kitchen for 20 minutes, not moving. Then I started searching. The woman's name was real. She had a Facebook profile. 2 kids, ages 6 and 4. And in photo after photo, my husband. At birthday parties, at soccer games, at Christmas, smiling. He had a second family, in the same country, a 2-hour flight away. I called him immediately. He didn't answer. I called again. He picked up on the 3rd call. I said only one thing. I know about the school portal. The line went silent for 11 seconds. I counted. Then he said, I was going to tell you. He was going to tell me. After 11 years of marriage, 2 kids of our own, he was going to tell me. I told him not to come home. He came home anyway. He said he loved both of us. He said he never meant for it to go this far. He said the other relationship just happened. 6-year-olds don't just happen. I have since filed for divorce. The other woman says she didn't know about me either. I believe her, because he lied to everyone. He was the only one who knew the full truth, and he chose to protect himself for 11 years. Am I the idiot for not seeing it sooner? Stop. Stop right there. She is not the idiot for not seeing it. People who deceive at this level are expert liars. They compartmentalize, they plan, they manage details. She didn't miss signs because she was naive. She missed signs because he was deliberately creating a reality for her that hid the truth. That's not her failure. That's his manipulation. And I was going to tell you? After a second child was born? After 6 years of a parallel family? No, he wasn't going to tell her. He was going to keep going until one of them found out. She found out, and now she's rebuilding a life that was built on lies through no fault of her own. Not the idiot. Not even close. We hope she's okay. And we hope the other woman is okay too. Because they were both deceived by the same person. 5 stories. A husband who erased his wife's contribution in front of everyone they know. A mother who sold her late husband's handmade bookshelf for vacation money. A groom who quietly removed his fiancée's entire family from their own wedding. A father who spent his daughter's college fund on a sports car. And a man who built a second family and let both women live a lie for 11 years. Which one made you the most angry? Tell me in the comments. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We post new stories every week. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, because apparently you can't always trust the people closest to you.